Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's your girl Miss D here, back with another video. I can't stay away from that fried rice. Oh my God. Yeah. And I got me a St. Paul. Mm-hmm. Y'all probably say, hey, you didn't pray. I did before I got on camera, sorry. We gonna get this in, y'all. Okay? Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm addicted. You know how you go to so many Chinese restaurants and then you find the right one? Yeah. Makes you want to keep going back? Mm-hmm. Mm. The St. Paul got pickles and mayo on it. Good thing they don't have that much mayo on it. Mm. That shrimp is for you. I know you can't get to it. I'm gonna eat it for you. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a conversation, y'all. It's gonna be a spoiler alert. With the movie. What is that? Squid game? We're gonna have a conversation. I would see previews not even previews, but I think where they did a interview with the actors for the Squid game. I didn't know what that was. I really did. Excuse him. And some big piece of onion. Damn. And y'all see where they did like a interview of the actors of the movie. And they was asking questions. I thought this is just me thinking. Let me get that onion. I don't know about that onion. But they with that I thought the squid had something to do about ocean. I thought it had something to do about the ocean. And come to find out it did not. Back in Korea, they had it was a game called the Squid. Back in the old days where they played this game. I believe. But after watching that game, it reminded me of this movie I seen years ago. Let's steam these rice. Get that pickle out of there. I know someone who has never eaten a St. Paul, and they asked me, what was it? I told them a St. Paul is a patty of eggs mixed with your favorite meat. or seafood, like shrimps. It also has not eggs. It also have onions and bean sprouts in there, all bundled up into a egg patty. That's my version of a St. Paul. It's almost like an omelet. Look at that onion. Let me get that onion off there. It's almost like a omelet, but it's thicker than an omelet. And it's round. Now, we're going to talk about this game. It's Squid Game. As I said, I thought it was something had to do with the ocean and, you know, like octopus and squid in the there's so much here. There we go. I thought it had something to do with the ocean. Not knowing that it was a game, they had explained it in that movie. Now, if you don't want to listen to what I'm about to say, and you feel that it's I'm spoiling the situation, well, guess what? Excuse me, I am. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I watched this. It's okay. I hadn't been on Netflix in a while. And when I seen I guess the little preview interview that they did with these people, it wasn't on Netflix. So, just so happened I got my Netflix up and going again because I had not been on it so long, so I had to reset myself on it because I hadn't been on Netflix in a while. So, it goes to show you how people pay for stuff and don't even look at it. And I noticed when I got on Netflix, I think where they now show you what is trending, what is the number one. Just let him get this out. Hey, no. Stop it. You stop it. Get down. Now, back to what I was saying. On Netflix has I'm noticing where they show the trend, what is trending, number one trending, from 1 to 10. And they had You. The name of the movie was You, I believe. It was You. That was number one. And Squid Game was number two. Now, since I had been constantly seeing that name, I said, well, let me do this and see what this is, and then I'll check out You, since it's the number one trending. Squid Game was the number two trending, and I looked at Squid. It's got, I want to say, 9 episodes. I binge watched it. I couldn't keep my eye off of it. From 1 to 9. Excuse me. Basically, with that Squid Game, they invited people that had problems that was going on into their life, seemed like they were in debt. They had a debt to pay off, and in order for them to, somehow their name popped up in the system somehow, and they received a little business card that's letting them know, if they wanted to be able to clear all their debts, hey, we have this game. If in fact you win, this is you will win a prize. Well, quite naturally, you had those who decided, okay, let me go ahead and try my luck. It's almost like playing the lottery. You taking money and you're second guessing these numbers. But in Squid, that is not the case. You going in there, you're not even knowing exactly. You're thinking, this is what you're thinking. Oh, back in the day, we played that game as kids, and I know it so well that I'm going to be able to play it and win it and get the prize. That's probably how those people were thinking. I'm just thinking this. That's what I seen. But it turned out a little different. You had the first game, they had all these people to come out. It was this big old dial, a big dial. And you red light, I guess it was red light, green light. When she turned around, she say red light. And then when she turned back around, you cannot be moving. You have to be like a mannequin. You have to stand still. And you had all these people going out, not knowing what's about to happen. And all of a sudden, when she turns around, she would spot who is moving. And if you was moving, you got shot dead. I had never seen these people, after they found out what was going on, they didn't want to play that game. It's either you're going to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, that will be your life. Your life is on the line. But they didn't know that in the beginning, because it didn't explain all of that. They thought they were going to be playing Squid, this Squid Game. and we're gonna be playing it. And they thinking I know how to play it, so I'm gonna end up winning all the prize. No, this was a dangerous game that they came up with. That was weird. And I've actually seen a movie years ago similar to this, where the amount was, I want to say it was 3. Hey, hush. I want to say it was 3 million. And 2 people. I'll be right back. With that game that I seen, I don't know the name of it, but it was 2 people were gonna win in that one game. 2 people. And it was 3 million up for grabs. All these people. It wasn't as many people as it was on Squid. But these people knew what they were getting off into. They knew that they were going to be battling for this money at whatever cost. And they were informed to bring their weapon of choice. And they was going into this big old house. It was a huge house. They knew in that movie what the outcome was going to be. But what was so sad, because you went in as a couple, and each one of them did some kind of criminal activities in this movie. To where you may have had a realtor who had did some messing up with the he was going in debt with because it's some he had did for us with people that was trying to buy property. He did some stuff with their money, some illegal stuff, and he ended up losing his realtor license. Him and another person that worked at a bank, they teamed up. They were friends. The person that worked at the bank had he had just got out of prison because he had did some banking fraud. It was crazy how that all happened, but somehow they was friends. You had them bringing. This is what I didn't understand in that movie, and I'm gonna get back to Squid. In that movie, I didn't understand how when they say bring your weapon of choice, how you can bring a gun and 2 clips. So you knew that you was gonna take everybody out. But the people that had the gun were the ones that ran out of ammunition. You had a guy who brought a bat. You had one guy who had a chain, this big old bulky chain, and they were tripping off of these 2 women that had teamed up. They didn't bring a weapon because they was the weapon themselves. They knew karate. And but what was so interesting, they was paired up as couples, but when it's got to getting closer to eliminating a bunch of people, they all turned on each other. The ones that came in as the couple, they turned against each other because they wanted to be the only one to win that 3 million. That was crazy. Now, back to Squid. With Squid, they had they were all living in this, it was like a underground on an island. They were living at, and then you had the the security guards who was in the red, they had different shapes covering on their face. You had the triangle, the square, and the circle. The circle was the person who, they didn't have the weapons. I want to say the triangle was the one that had the weapons. They was the one that did all the shooting. You had 3 different sets. And if in fact that person with the triangle, if they disclosed their face, whether it was the triangle, the circle, or the square, if any one of them exposed their face, they were automatically killed because they did not follow the rules. This game was based on rules. If you did not follow the rules, you were in timeout forever. And one of the guys found out that after so many of the games, if anybody wanted to get out of it, the majority would rule that they would get out. And that's what they did. Once they found out that their life was on the line, that's when they said time out. Oh no, oh no. They ready to go. Because they wasn't trying to risk their life. But it started out with 456. That's what it started out with. 456. You had this one guy. He was number 456. This man, I knew after so many times that his life could have been taken, I knew that he was the lead of that movie. I automatically thought he's gonna get out of this because he came close to death I don't know how many times, and he got through it. He got through it, and the guy, what is so interesting is once everybody decided that they didn't want to play the game no more, they let him go. They let him go, and they was gonna start up a whole nother game, and it just so happened that they told them when it's gonna happen. They sent out the cards and everything, and those who was trying to get out of the game, they realized that they had nothing to lose, so they decided to come back and play the game. I'm like, man, what people will do for money. It's amazing. And you know what? Stuff like that goes on in real life. What would you do for money? Tell me, what would you do? Everybody have a price. What would you do? And for how much? Because that game is so crazy. I ain't never seen so many people killed in a movie in my life. You know what? It reminded me of Kill Bill. I thought Kill Bill had a bunch of people that got killed in that movie. Nah. This one right here, take the icing off the cake. I want to say in the first game alone, out of 400 people, they killed 200 some people. That was a lot of people. And you had 186 people came back for that game. Because you know what? They were in debt and they felt that they needed the money and they were going to find a way to get out of that debt. And in the end, number 456, he ended up winning. But you know what? I know it's going to be another Squid game. I think he wanted to show his face, y'all. But it was very interesting. If you have Netflix, check it out. Very interesting. It's something that can happen in real life. I know it can. What people do for money. It amazes me. You guys take care. I'm up and I'm out, and I'll see you in the next video.